Hi there, I'm Natasha. This is Always Be Crafting, my channel, where Always Be Crafting is my call to action that no matter how hard life can get, no matter how many challenges we may be facing, that there is always a way to craft our way through it. And lately, I've been having to be really crafty because I feel like I've been facing a lot of challenges. I've been having a lot of stomach problems the last few weeks, and I think they're all anxiety based. I thought because I work with children, welcome. If you are new here, welcome. I try to keep this channel very positive, and I do talk about my personal life. I do include that, but I don't try to make it political in any way, shape, or form. But unfortunately, it is currently a little bit crazy, our political climate. The date right now is February 15th, 2025. So whether you are watching this in real time and it is February 2025 as you're watching this, or whether you're watching this in the future, you can look back on history and know that February 2025 in the United States of America was a crazy time. And I live in the Northeast of the United States of America. And it's chaos. There's a lot of anxiety in the air. There's a lot of fear in the air, and there's a lot of uncertainty. And I think it's getting to me mostly because my youngest son deals with a lot of anxiety. He's got a couple of autoimmune issues, and he's one of his big issues is he is a type 1 diabetic, and he is insulin dependent because of that. And he also deals with OCD and anxiety disorder. And so we get a lot of services for those conditions, and they play with each other. Type 1 diabetes is a horrible disease. I do not wish it on my worst enemy. Not that I have enemies, but I do not wish it on anyone. I don't. Not even the most evil people in the world do I wish this disease on it, because it is a deadly, deadly disease, and it can take you out. It can kill you very quickly. And when he was diagnosed at age 3, our world was turned upside down because we almost lost our son. He almost died, and it was the most frightening thing I'd ever dealt with. And my mom had died 2 years prior to that, so I was so scared. And I remember one of the things that made it even harder was not having my own mom to cry to. And I think we no matter how old you are, you're always too young to lose your mom. And I've always tried to be that person that makes up for the deficit in the world. So because my mom is not in the world, I've always tried to be a little extra to put her love into the world, because she couldn't be here to love on my children. So I had to be a little extra on, loving on my children or loving on the world. And so I've just always been very hard on myself to just do more and be more for everyone, for my family, for everyone around me. And it's been a hard haul. And we've weathered our storms, the ups and downs of our storms since then. He's now 16 and a half. He's doing well, but the anxiety has really been kicking up the last few weeks. And so it's been hard. It's been really stressful in our house. In our home is nobody sleeps, and that has taken its toll on me physically, mentally, emotionally. And I've had to pivot a lot. And so while January, I teach music to children, and I love it. It's been a wonderful career for me. I teach 18 classes a week as a normal week, and then additional classes depending on the week. So I could teach 19, 20, 21 classes in a week if I pick up things extra on the weekend, but 18 is my base every week. And in January, I didn't really miss anything. I think the very end of January, I missed 4 classes on one day because I just kind of fell apart. But February, I've been missing a lot of classes because I've been sick. And at first I thought, oh no, I'm catching viruses because there are so many viruses going around right now. There's norovirus. There's flu A, flu B. There's what else is going around? There's been so many viruses going around and so many kids are out. I'm seeing kids drop like flies. Like I'll be teaching and I'll watch a kid fine at the beginning of class, and within 15 minutes they're walking up to their teacher, their classroom teacher, and going, I don't feel good. And then they're whisked away and gone for the rest of the week. Kids are literally dropping like flies. And I can walk into a class that should have 15 kids and one day it has 7. You know, it's just, it is rough out there. So on days where I think I'm not feeling my best, I have to call in sick, because if I do have a virus, I don't know if I have a virus some days. Like I have been waking up so sick. So I've called out sick multiple times over the last 3 weeks. And because I have felt like I couldn't leave my bathroom. I've been so ill. And going through it with my doctor, we think it might actually be anxiety related, because I have not been testing positive for any viruses, thank goodness. And they've been rather short-lived, but there have been days where I have not been able to leave my bathroom, like it's IBS and it's anxiety induced, and it's been so rough. And the things keeping me sane have been my crafting. The things providing me solace and comfort have been here in my crafting space. And so I know that was like a whole lot of bleh, word vomit and sadness and anxiety. And I'm not sharing this with you to bring anyone down. I'm sharing this with you to let you know why I do what I do. And I don't wish to be political, because I do not wish to come from a place. I do not, how do I say this? I know that I have a lot of privilege, and I do not wish to sit in it and waste it. So I don't. That being said, that's not what this channel is. This channel is not a platform for me to speak out. I speak out in other places, okay? This channel is a place for me to talk about what provides comfort, what provides joy, what provides opportunity for growth, and what provides a source for us to make the world a little bit better every day. And I am just one person. And I realized a long time ago that I didn't have the ability to change the world. But I have the ability to change my world by being a force of positivity and a force of grace. And that is a choice I make. I choose to forgive people for their transgressions. I choose to find the tools to reframe a situation. I choose to find a way to see another point of view. So if someone's having a bad day, if someone treats me in an unkind way, if someone is unfair to me, I choose to try to see it from their side. I try to find the narrative that has created their situation in such a way so I can find grace to forgive them. But it is a choice and it takes energy. And I really focus on every child in every one of my classes. So if I have 18 classes, I have 18 opportunities to give to those children and those teachers and those caregivers. In some of those classes, I am with parents, grandparents, and nannies. And in some of those classes, I am with teachers. So those grown-ups need just as much care because they are taking care of those children. You know, those grown-ups have so much pressure on them. So I'm thinking about them just as much as I'm thinking about the children. And while my job may be to teach them music, music is one of the most effective tools we have at tapping into our emotions, tapping into our senses, all 5 of them, and tapping into the underlying issues in our body and bringing them to the forefront. So children might be expressing things that they were unable to express before they got into music class. So those grown-ups then might have something new to deal with when they leave music class that they didn't have before. It could be something positive. I've watched children learn to walk in music class. Children have taken their first steps. Children have said their first words in music class. I've seen, lots of skills acquired, or, the potential of skills have been growing and growing and growing. And then poof, they have realized in our classes. And it's amazing. Magic happens in music class because we lay the groundwork and we allow the space and the safety to happen in our classes. And I love that I get to provide that, but I also know that it's exhausting, all these new skills being acquired and being tested, and that sometimes those grown-ups then take these children and have to have naps or feed them or whatever. So I try to provide as much comfort and as many positive moments so they are buoyed and they are supported so they can get through the rest of their day. After music class usually makes everyone feel better. Everyone's happy to see me, but I give so much energy, and I'm usually pretty tired. So my crafting space here is where I get my energy back. It's where I refuel after I've given all my energy out. So this channel, Always Be Crafting, I'm talking so much, is where I share with you all the tips and tricks and tools that I use to refuel and re-energize myself. This week, I've made a lot of things. So I don't film everything every day, every minute of my life, because I'm not that kind of vlogger. I just film on Saturdays. On Saturdays, I sew. And I'm not doing a lot of sewing today because I'm leaving in about 25 minutes to go to a retreat, an in-town retreat for zentangling. I do this every year and I love it. Zentangle. You can Google it. Look it up. It's wonderful. It's drawing. And I'm really excited to do it today. Before I leave, I'm going to show off things I have sewn during the week. And then I'm going to do some ironing before I leave to prep for something I'll probably sew later. And maybe I'll get to do some more sewing when I get home while it's still Saturday. But just in case, let me show you what I've made. Yesterday, I made a book pouch. Da-da-da. So I received a book in a subscription box. I guess it wasn't a subscription box. It was a box I purchased from So Hungry Hippie. And it included this book, Be Bold Today. And I guess it's a self-help book. And I love self-help books because anybody who wants to share positivity is A-okay with me. And so I started reading it and I had it in my tote bag, my new tote bag. You saw me start it last week. I finished it, of course. Here it is, my Teddy and the Bears. This is the slouchy shopper bag I added the leather strap, and here is that. I think the last time I saw you, I couldn't figure out what the pocket was because it was just this long piece of fabric. Just this kind of pocket. Made sense once I read the directions, but in the moment, when I was just looking at this long piece of fabric, I was like, huh? It's awesome. I love it. It's slouchy, and it's a perfect size for me. I took it to the movies yesterday, so there might be some M&Ms still inside. So I made that this week. But anyways, I took it out yesterday to an optometrist appointment, and I had the book in the bag. And I was like, I'm going to make one of those book pouches. Everyone makes them online. I've seen them all over the YouTubes and Pinterest and Instagrams. I'm going to make one. I've never made one because I never carry a book anywhere. I tend to read. Well, honestly, I don't read nearly as much as I used to. I used to be in a book club. I used to be in 2 book clubs. So I used to read a lot. But over the last 9 years, life got messy. Life got real messy real fast. And I switched to reading on a Kindle or on my phone or on my iPad. And I stopped reading like real books. Just became harder for me to carry a book around and less convenient. And yeah, but I miss writing, annotating. I miss writing in a book. And since this book was given or was part of my box, I thought, well, I have it. I might as well use it. Or I do audiobooks too. I listen to books. Anyway, so I made a book pouch. And part of that Hygge box, or Higgy as So Hungry Hippie, Natalie from So Hungry Hippie calls it, this was the fabric she designed. All things cozy, going with the Hygge theme, or Higgy as she calls it. And I loved the fabric, so I used that and then this fabric that I had in my stash as the pocket for that. And this is as a little notebook, because it's a self-help book. They talk about, taking notes and, journaling. This is a little notebook I had created out of cork, also from So Hungry Hippie. I was playing around with designs, so they all fit together really easily. Maybe I'll do a little tutorial on making a book pouch, but honestly, there's a million out there. But I will probably be making another book pouch. I don't know if it'll be a tutorial or if you'll just watch me make one. Because I think I'm going to make one for next month's Crafted with Love box. I know other people have made them for the Crafted with Love boxes before, but I bought this beautiful green corduroy. Okay, so slouchy bag. I think I'm going to make another slouchy bag out of this beautiful green corduroy that I purchased. Joann's, if you don't know, because again, I don't know when you're watching this, Joann Fabrics here in the United States is going out of business. So things are going on sale. My Joann's near me isn't at the big sales yet. Things are on sale, but like 20% off your total purchase, and the items are like 25% off. It's not like the liquidation 70% off yet. And the store is still very full. So it'll close soon, but I don't think it's going to close like tomorrow. It's maybe 5 months, 6 months away. Not really sure. But I had gone shopping and I was in the area. So I'm like, oh, let me go over to Joann's because it's about 45 minutes away from me anyways. I don't really have a local Joann's. The local one is still 45 minutes away. So it's not a store I go to frequently regardless. So when I'm in the area, I go in. And I saw this green corduroy and I really liked the color. And I thought that would make a really cute slouchy bag. And so I picked up a yard. I think I just picked up a yard, which is more than enough for a slouchy bag. So I'll definitely have enough left over. So I thought, ooh, wouldn't that make a nice pouch? And since March is, green, right? That's like the theme color of the month of March. I thought a book pouch might be a nice thing for my Gifted with Love box, which is Gifted with Love is the group I'm on Facebook. When you make a gift for an anonymous, it's a gift giving group on Facebook and you don't know who you're going to get. So this past month I made something and then I added more things to it. You watched me like 2 weeks ago make something. And I think this might be the start. And then obviously I'll add more things to it. I'll add probably a book and some other things. But I thought, well, if I'm going to make a slouchy shopper bag anyways, wouldn't a book pouch out of this also be nice? So maybe you'll watch me do that. Maybe not today, but maybe next week. Who knows? Who knows? Like I said, I'm going to be leaving soon. So that's what I did this week. What else did I do this week? I'm looking around, looking for clues. I know I did more things. Oh, on Monday, I also do videos on Monday, Making Monday. On Monday, I was taking apart some leather bags and I had this bag that had like the adjustable handle that comes up and on wheels. And I really wanted to take this bag apart. I bought it at Goodwill for $12, $11.99, I think. And I really wanted to take it apart so I could take the wheelie part out and create a new bag to attach. I did everything I could. Oh, that's why I went to Joann's, because I was going to Harbor Freight because I was like, I'm going to take this bag apart. And I did everything. I used a drill. I used like the rivet remover. What's it called? Whatever it's called. I used everything. I could not make this bag come apart. I couldn't do it. So someone had suggested, excuse me, which was a very good suggestion. Why don't I just purchase one of the inexpensive luggage carts? And I was like, it's not a bad idea. Of course, it's not a bad idea. It's a good idea. The reason I hadn't started with that was I thought this was a cheaper way, and I was really focusing on the reduce, reuse, recycle. Instead of purchasing something new, I wanted to use something that already existed in the world. When I couldn't take it apart, I didn't want to destroy the bag any further. So while the bag is still in good condition and can still be used as is, it is now going back into rotation into my donation bin. So I'm donating it back into the system. Someone else can purchase it because it's still a good bag. It's just not, I don't personally want that bag. So I'm going to pay it forward. Maybe someone else will get it and someone else will enjoy it. And I'm trying not to shop on Amazon very much. So I went on and did like just a search and was looking for luggage carts. I was trying to look for something local. So I was looking at Staples, Macy's. I went to TJ Maxx. I was just looking around to see if anyone had something locally. Couldn't find anything. Like went on even Samsonite to see if anyone had sales. I finally found one online at like a luggage store. I don't remember what the store was called online. But the shipping was going to be $20 on its own, plus the cost of the actual luggage cart. So I'm like, this is not cheap. This is getting expensive. I can't do this. So finally, then I was like, okay, I'm going to go back to Amazon, which I'm trying to avoid. But then I realized I still had credit at Amazon. I had like $15 credit. So I'm like, okay, because I haven't shopped on Amazon in like 3 weeks or whatever since I realized that I needed to not shop on Amazon anymore. So I went over there and I'm like, okay, I still have $15 credit. Let's use the credit. So I think I spent $5 at the end of the day to buy a luggage cart. And I hate that. I really do. But I ordered it and it just arrived yesterday. So I haven't even unboxed it yet, but I will unbox it and then I will make myself a bag to go on my trip with wheels, because it's much harder to find those luggage carts because so many bags now come with wheels that they're just not making, like, it's just not a big ticket item to have in stores anymore, those luggage carts. That's where places like Amazon can really just say, ha ha ha, gotcha. Now you have to come to us, because stores aren't carrying them because it costs money to hold things on shelves that don't sell, right? I get it. I get why they exist. Anyways, so that came in the mail. And then, also in the Hygge box from So Hungry Hippie, they included a project. So it's this heart template. It looks all foggy because so the acrylic can be slippery. So I tried something I've never tried before. I used a glue stick on the back to see if I could add texture. I've never done this before and I have no idea if it's going to work. But so that's why it looks all foggy. If it doesn't work, I'm just going to wash it off because glue stick is water soluble. So I can just wash this off if it doesn't work. But I got a pink towel. Isn't it pretty? So pretty. And the project included, suggested in the box was, she included this little piece of steam-a-seam, and she said use the fabric, that Hygge fabric, to cut out hearts with that template and steam-a-seam hearts on the pink towel to decorate your towel. And I thought about it. And so there's enough steam-a-seam here to do 3 hearts, which is a great idea. Why not? I can do it. And then I was thinking about it. And I was like, well, I don't have more steam-a-seam specific, but I do have a similar product, this big roll, kind of ripped up a little bit, which is the same idea, which is, it's a different brand. It's not quite as good as steam-a-seam, but it's cheaper. What's it called? I'll write it on the screen because I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, but I know they sell it at like Michael's and like Walmart, but it's a very similar product, does the same thing as steam-a-seam, which is it basically creates an iron. It turns fabric into an iron-on. So you iron it on to the wrong side of your fabric, and then you peel off the paper, and then you can iron it on to your other fabric, or in this case, the towel. And then it glues the two fabrics together with heat. You still usually go around with your sewing machine to make it extra secure, but Heat and Bond, I think it's called Heat and Bond. I'll double check, but I believe this is called Heat and Bond. But that's what it does. It just basically turns your fabric into patch fabric. So that's what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out a whole bunch of these. I'll use the bit of Steam-A-Seam because that's a higher quality product. I have a little piece. So I'll make probably, I guess 3 out of the Steam-A-Seam. And then I'll make a whole bunch more out of Heat and Bond. Pretty sure it's Heat and Bond. Out of the Heat and Bond. And the only reason Heat and Bond's, I shouldn't even say lower quality, because it's still the quality, it still does the job. It's just, I don't know, can I get this close enough? Can you see how open the weave is between the glue? See, it's a bigger net mesh. The glue dots are spread further out. So sometimes you can see it through the fabric, which the Steam-A-Seam, can I show you? The glue dots are much closer together. Can you see that? So it doesn't show up. The Steam-A-Seam doesn't show up as much through the fabric as the Heat and Bond. So depending on how thin your fabric is, you might see the glue dots of your Heat and Bond through your fabric. Might. You might not. I think it's going to be fine. For this application, I think it's going to be fine. Okay, let's do it. So I'm going to turn you around. No, actually, I'm not. Yes, I am. I'm going to turn you around. You're going to at least watch me cut out the hearts. I'm going to trace out and cut out the hearts. And then I have to go because I'm going to zentangle. And then maybe I'll come back later and do some ironing and some sewing. Thanks for listening to me. Bye. Hi. Okay, I know I've done way too much talking today, but I have to show you my shoes. That's right. I went to Zentangle and we were doing shoes. Aren't they so cute? So I'm still going to keep coloring on them because it started snowing and everyone wanted to get home safely. So we stopped, but we were zentangling on shoes. Like that was what we were doing. So I'm having a lot of fun with that. And yeah, I'm going to keep coloring them. It's like the year of shoes. So I did a pair of shoes in January. I did my Teddy and the Bear shoes. I'll put a picture in of those. And that's February, and I've done a pair of shoes. And I'm wondering if now I have to do a pair of shoes every month. For someone who almost never wears shoes, it's kind of wacky that I'm making shoes all the time. But I love them. I love them. Okay, now sewing. Okay, I've already cut out 4 out of the Steam-A-Seam, and I have to cut out the ones that I traced out of the Heat and Bond. All right, I'll turn you around.